Hey, third grade, welcome back. Okay, so yesterday we learned all about arrays and that was another strategy for solving for multiplication, was using an array. And I know that your hand probably got really tired when you were doing those dots, because mine did too, but it's okay because we're just going to get better as we go. So we have learned equal groups, repeated addition, arrays. So we're going to learn something new today, and it's skip counting, okay? But let's go over our vocabulary again. With multiplication, you have factors, okay? So the 3 and the 7 are the factors. The product is the answer. So the answer to a multiplication problem is called a product. You, again, are joining equal groups. Joining equal groups. So if we have equal groups of things, we are multiplying. Because if you look, it's the same number in every group. Addition and multiplication go hand in hand, okay? The difference between the two is that addition is unequal groups and multiplication is equal groups. Why that helps you is so that when you are trying to identify in a word problem, you understand that if I am joining equal groups, it is easier for me to multiply, okay? So factors, product. Now, the way we're going to talk about today is skip counting. Now, is skip counting the best way? No, not all the time. Because if you think about it, we're only really good at skip counting by our 2s, 5s, and 10s really fast. Everything else, it is kind of becomes hard. So when we skip count, I am going to show you how to do it, but you really only try to skip count by things that you can count quickly, because the idea is not for multiplication to be time consuming. The idea is for multiplication to be easier. So if we skip count, when I'm talking about skip count, we always start with 0. So let's just start with skip counting by 2s, because we've been doing that for a while. We start at 0, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, so I just skip counted by my 2s. Well, if I'm given a problem of 4 times 2, I have skip counted by my 2s, so I'll need to make sure that I jump 4 times. So that means I would jump from 0 to 2, so that's 1 jump, 2 to 4, 2, 3, 4. So that was my 1 jump, 2nd jump, 3rd jump, 4th jump, and I landed on 8. So that means my product would be 8. Okay, so I just skip counted, and then I started at my 0, and I'm counting my hops. I'm not counting all of my numbers. I'm counting the jumps it took me, okay? So let me try another one. I'm going to skip count by my 2s again, okay? And I go all the way down to 24. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay? So if I am going to do seven times 2, okay? I've skip counted by my 2s, so now I'm going to jump 7 times. So I'm going to have 7 jumps. I start at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 7 jumps and I landed on 14. So my product is 14. Okay, let me show you what that looks like using our 5s. Remember, we're only doing problems, skip counting by numbers that we are really good at, like, because we want to make our life easier. So let's try 5s. I would start at 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, okay? Same thing. I want to do 4 times 5. Okay, so I'm going to start jumping. I start at my 0 and I count my hops. You cannot count numbers, you count hops. So 1 hop, 2, 3, 4. That was my 4th hop, and I landed on 20. Okay, I landed on 20. What do we think? Easy, hard? Okay, let me show you one that's a little bit more difficult. So, say I was going to begin to skip count using my 4s, okay? If I used my 4s, again, I would start at 0, okay? You always start at 0. Well, out to the side, you'll make 4 dots. These are to help you count, okay? It's just there to help you count. So you go 0, well then you have 4, okay? Because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. To get your next number, you would do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Do you notice how I keep hitting that number, then counting my dots? So I hit 16, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And I would just continue, okay? So if I was given the problem of 5 times 4, okay, I would jump 5 times, okay? And we did that in our last one, okay? And we got 20. If I was to jump 4 times 4, I would jump 4 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, I'm counting my jumps, not my numbers. So that's 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3, and 4. And I'm landing on 16. See how that was a lot more time consuming because I don't know my 4s. So you really try to only skip count by numbers that you're good at, 2s, 5s, 10s, because it becomes exhausting having to count all those numbers and dots. But it's just another strategy. Make sure that when you are skip counting, you have your dots up at the top and you're counting them as you go. We'll do a few practices, but it's just to get to the idea of it. I don't want to make you guys count all the time because that's what extra math is there for, is to help you get to know your multiplication facts. This is just another strategy to help us. All right, go ahead and you can get started.